What's up guys, and welcome to Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Before we begin, just a couple of things. Obviously, as you just saw the warning, spoiler alert, obviously there will be a lot of things shown about the early game, so don't blame me if you get spoiled on something. And, this is not Dark Souls, this is not Bloodborne. If you are expecting either of those, you will be disappointed. This is Sekiro and it's completely different. And last but not least, I'm fucking terrible at this game, so do not expect good things to happen. So anyway, let's begin. As the title implies, I have now played the game for about 5 hours. So yeah, this is a kind of a let's play-ish thing I'm doing here of the next 2-ish, maybe a bit more than, around 2 hours maybe. About 2 hours of my just casually playing the game, and I'll be discussing some of my first experiences and I'll see what I'll see. I have no idea what is about to come in the game, so this will be as new to me as this will be to probably most of you. But let us begin. So yeah, this is my second session of the game ever, so yeah, I played 5 hours of this yesterday and that is all that I did. And this is... I did not do any kind of practice recording, so I'll just have to hope my recording settings of Dark Souls 3 will be fine for this. Okay, and I immediately got noticed by a guy, so let's see how this will go. So yeah, as opposed to Dark Souls and Bloodborne, where dodging is always really fucking efficient, it's not always so in this one. You actually have to kind of deflect attacks like this. You can just hold down L1 to, guard, but you kind of have to deflect attacks by timing your blocks. Also, that money there floating on top of that guy, I'm not automatically picking it up. I need to press down square or X, depending on, controller that you're using. I'm actually using a, Xbox 360 controller right now, but I did play with a DualShock 4 yesterday. And yeah, as you might probably be aware, those symbols are, they let you know that you can use your grappling hook to get up them. And I assume there might be a setting in the options to make those, prompts go away. But there is a lot of things reading the climb and the drop down and but it is good for me at this point of the game because Jesus fucking Christ, I keep messing up the buttons. But that is fine. Anyway, this was Hirata Estate or something like that place, called this place. And yeah, sculptors' idols are basically like bonfires, which you might know already. But yeah, this is called the Hirata Estate. I found an item in the first area of the game that I could use to access this place. I am not a professional video maker dude, so I am not good with words. So if you're here for a deep analysis, then just turn away now. And alright, yeah, I assume you know most of the basic shit about the game, but yeah, it kind of feels like Dark Souls and Bloodborne movement-wise, but you have so much more movement options. For example, there is a dedicated jump button, and if you jump against a wall, you can double jump off it. Also, you can do neat parkour jumping shit if you don't fuck it up like I am doing right here. I did it consistently yesterday, I swear, but you can kind of do a backflip kind of thing off some walls. But yeah, also some ledges you can grab with, once again, X or square, depending on the controller. The item that, I mean the button that you use items with in Souls games. And by clicking the left joystick, you kinda go into this sneak mode. I'm not sure, I think those little hazy things around the corners are, you know, they let you know that you are not being seen by anyone right now. I'm not sure, I could actually check that out. And yeah, that guy's suspicious of me right now, but he hasn't just straight up seen me yet. But you can see that, yeah, the triangle was filling and then it turned to red. Which meant that he did indeed see me. There's way too many mechanics for me to just suddenly, you know, really quickly go through, so I'm sorry if this is confusing as all hell. And I didn't even try the fucking hiding thing that I was meant to do. But yeah, you can see that yellow triangle there, well, you could see. But yeah, there's an enemy behind there, so let's duck right now. Okay, so it did not work as I expected, because the corners are still there, even though the guy obviously knows I'm here. But yeah, probably not new information either, but you don't just mash at enemies and their health goes down. I mean, that happens, yes, they do lose their vitality, but you do want the kill strike. I don't remember the exact name right now. But you pretty much want their posture to go down, and then you can land the kill strike on them, which, you know, well, kills them, if they only have one health bar. But some mini-bosses and bosses, they have several, so it's not enough for you to just sneak up on them and just expect them to be dead after that. And that symbol there is a symbol that I can eavesdrop there. I'm not sure if I can do it anymore. I can, okay, so yeah, if you can eavesdrop on someone, then, well, you just press the button that it says. Their talking was actually quite silent there, so I'm not sure if it came across, but yeah, the default audio of the game is in Japanese. The game actually informs you of that right in the main menu the first time you begin, so you know you can change it if you feel like it, but it was the default setting and I think it absolutely fits the setting, so I didn't really see a reason to change it. And yeah, I could have eavesdropped on those guys too. You can't eavesdrop on everyone, but you know, they are kind of enemies that kind of have a dialogue, I guess you could say. And usually they seem to like give you hints. For example, there was an enemy, there was a mini-boss earlier on, a chained ogre that was shown in a lot of pre-release material too, and you know, you could eavesdrop on a couple of enemies and they mentioned that he's deadly afraid of fire. So obviously I probably should have used fire against him, but I actually hadn't found my prosthetic tool upgrade, the fire thing, at that point, because I was a fucking idiot. And I assume I should have used it against him, but I just, well, made do without. And yeah, you can... Oh right, yeah, obviously a really important feature compared to Soulsborne games is that, yeah, you actually have a pause menu. The game is actually paused right now. You can have 3 prosthetic tools equipped at a time. And well, 3 is all I have. I haven't really played around with the Flame Vent, the loaded axe yet. I just got them yesterday a bit before I quit, because I could have accessed this area earlier. But, well, as I said, I was an idiot and I missed a really obvious NPC early on who gave me an item that helped me get here. But anyway, yeah, that was just on me. And I toggle the different prosthetic tools with Y or triangle button. And they use a different amount of those spirit emblems on the bottom right. They're kind of like Quicksilver bullets in Bloodborne if you really want to compare. And I use the tools with R2. So yeah, this one uses 1 per attack, this one uses 2, and this one uses 3. And as I said, I haven't really played around with the 2 newer ones that I've gotten. Let's see if I could just jump and do like a sneak attack on them. I could not because I fucked up. And I probably could still have done it if I wasn't missing all that bad. And yeah, the enemies seem to have a lot of tracking in this game, so yeah, some attacks you are meant to dodge. The game actively says that there are attacks that you are meant to dodge, but not all of the attacks can be dodged efficiently, so you shouldn't try. And the bar on the bottom middle is my posture, so if that goes down, then it spells bad news for me. And the lower the enemy health vitality thingy is, the lower their posture. You know, the lower they regain their posture, so it can be useful to, you know, chip away at an enemy and their vitality, and then do posture damage, because then they won't, you know, restore their posture as quickly. But, you know, being kind of a stealthy, sneaky ninja, never mind. I, of course, try to take out enemies carefully if possible. But since I'm really fucking shitty at the game mechanics still, and I'm accidentally healing and stuff, as you can see with my healing gourd, which is basically the Estus flask of this game, I am not the greatest shinobi around. But I can use the axe to destroy the shield of those guys. And just to land the kill strike. And yeah, as you probably either know or figured out, so, you know, by now, if an enemy has the red dot on them, then, you know, I just have to land a normal attack on them and it'll be a kill strike thingy. And I haven't really paid attention, but at least not yet I haven't seen any OBS alarms, so I guess the recording settings are fine. And also, slightly different from my usual stuff, I'll probably try to leave this as unedited as possible. I want to give as, you know, a raw picture, a raw window to my playing experience as possible. Also, that spear guy there. Let's see, yeah. Up on the D-pad is using an item. Using a quick item. But yeah, that spear guy killed me yesterday, and that was exactly where I died last time, so I have only made it up to this part once before, so anything beyond here I have not seen. I also keep doing that way too much. Meaning exiting out of things with B or a circle. Because it is, you know, dodging, quick-stepping, whatever, so it just usually ends up with me quick-stepping off roofs and stuff. So let's just walk up to this guy. I should have obviously tried to be more sneakier, but that worked out just fine. Let's hide in the bushes here. It doesn't seem like... Never mind. I'm the greatest shinobi there is. I'll just run in and let fucking everyone notice me. For, you know, the really... Oh god. For the really basic enemies, it's completely fine to just mash if there's just one of them around. But for this guy, mashing is definitely not an option. You can see right before some of the attacks that there will be this kanji sign. I think it's a different kanji depending on what kind of attack he uses. But my eyes definitely haven't registered yet which kanji appears when. But you know, they can use a thrusting attack or a sweep attack, and you have to react accordingly. Or you know, just keep your distance like I'm doing right here. But let's see if I could take this guy down. I'm not sure if I can offer too great of a commentary right here, but that probably applies to this whole video, so nothing to lose there. There we go. That was actually a Mikiri counter or something that I learned to do at the end of my last session. I will explain a bit more about the skill point system in a bit once I survive. That attack was like a low sweep and I could have jumped over that attack. But as you can see, that was not the attack that I was meant to do there, so I died. And yeah, it just says death and I can resurrect, because I have those things on top of my health bar on the lower left. And as long as I have those, I can resurrect after death. I regain 1 point of resurrection when I rest at one of these sculpture idols. In other words, the bonfires of this game. But I regain another one by killing enemies. So you know, I'm not at max resurrections even right after dying. And after I use the resurrections, I obviously will die for real. There's no way I'm gonna actually beat this guy on this attempt, but as you can see. But yeah, now that I actually died, the symbol is, you know, red right from the get-go, and well, I die. Luckily, at least on my PC, the loading screens don't seem very long. And yeah, if I die for real, I will lose half of my money, my sen, you can see on the right, the 367, and half of my skill experience. I guess I could kinda go through those right away. So yeah, I have I guess you can't actually see the number right here, but I have 1 skill point right now, and I'm kind of halfway-ish towards the 2nd skill point. And according to my experience, and I think a tutorial told me this, that I can't actually, no matter how many times I die, I can't actually lose that 1 skill point that I have. But I can, like, lose that bar that is towards the 2nd skill point. And, you know, the sen, the money on the lower right there on the window box, I will lose half of what I have on hand every time I die. Unless I receive unseen aid, that you can see. The chance of receiving unseen aid for me right now is 13%. And whenever I receive unseen aid, well, it kind of... how should I say this? From what I gather, I have a 13% chance of not losing any skill experience or money when I actually, like, die. If that makes sense. But the chance of receiving unseen aid goes down when NPCs are afflicted by dragon rot. I have actually unlocked this dragon rot restoration that I haven't actually used at all yet. But yeah, basically, if you keep dying, and I mean like dying, if you die and use a resurrection, that doesn't actually count as a death. But if you like keep actually dying, the NPCs will kinda develop this disease called the dragon rot. And when they do, they'll start coughing and their dialogue changes, and it was kind of implied that they may or may not, but probably will actually die if I just keep dying. So there are actually real consequences to keep, you know, dying. I could actually see this menu. I don't think I've actually... Okay, so it just restores everyone. I'll take a chance here and not use that yet, because it will use an item that I got earlier. At least that was what I gathered. And yeah, vitality and attack power... I gathered that I have 2 out of 4 prayer beads, and when I get the 4, I can do this. Enhance physical attributes, but I don't have 4 of those, so meh. I guess those kind of feel like pieces of heart from Zelda games that also boost your attack on top of your health. Maybe. And yeah, if I have skill points, I can purchase skills from the skill tree. And yeah, this big encounter that I did unlock, yeah. Then I could buy this for that 1 skill point that I have, and also a mid-air deflection. And they have a short description, and I can whoop, never mind, I accidentally pressed B there too. I can toggle that, and you know, it kind of gives an actual button tutorial on what to press. And I actually kind of like it, because there's so much more to the combat than there is in Dark Souls games. And it has its pros and cons. As I said, I'm fucking terrible at this. As you could see, I kept fucking getting hit and the guy fucking wiped the floor with me. An early game, mini-boss kinda guy. So yeah, I really have to rewire my brain and rethink how I play the game. After having so much time wasted with souls. Nah, never mind, it's never wasted. And you don't actually have these upgrade trees right from the get-go. You unlock them. You get an item, kind of, from an NPC. For example, the prosthetic arts. I just unlocked right before I quit last time. I think the trigger for unlocking it was getting more of the prosthetic tools, because I think the guy who installs new prosthetic tools gave me this after I had after I had found like the second and the third tool that I had. So, you know, I have no idea what the actual requirements are, and I'm not about to fact check and make any text edits in this video, because I am trying to play this as blind as possible. I have seen almost everything that was shown in the trailers, I think. Probably not everything, but a lot. But there are still some things that I haven't seen. And since I did give you a spoiler warning, then I can just say that I haven't seen the white monkey thing that seemed to be in a snowy area. I haven't seen the big bull that had something like burning hay or something on its horns. I haven't seen that temple path with the monks walking towards the temple. Those things I haven't seen. I haven't seen the... I think she's called Lady Butterfly or something, who was walking... I think she will be a boss fight and she's like walking on invisible strings or something, but something like that, you know. Apart from those, I think I have seen probably not everything, but a lot. Let's say that. I have encountered the big-ass snake, for example. Have I killed the big-ass snake? I actually don't know, but the fact that I don't know for sure kind of implies that I probably haven't. But anyway, let's try this again. This time I'll actually try to get the guy with a sneak attack. Okay, so I don't have like a prompt right now, but I think I have to jump at him for it to actually appear. Yeah, there we go. And then I just had to like use a normal attack button in the air, and the guy went down since the prompt appeared. And as I said before, yeah, the enemy attacks seem to track way more than they do in Souls games. Well, Dark Souls 2 has a notoriously big tracking on enemies, so okay, that one might be an exception, but a lot of the enemies seem to track a lot. Anyway, right now I'll just keep going forward, because frankly I've been blabbering so fucking much in such a short amount of time that I'm honestly getting a little lightheaded here, so I'll be a little more silent for a couple of minutes here. As you can see, they are early game enemies, and mashing just your attack is not an effective way to go. And yeah, the item draining thing that I mentioned, it's kinda nice how, you know, you don't have to be right next to the corpses even, so you can just kill a group of enemies and then collect everything, and you can move while gathering them, so that's nice too. Also, one thing that I was wondering when I started the game was the amount of fall damage that I take. And yeah, there is fall damage, but you really have to fall a long way to actually take fall damage, so it's not even close to what it is in Souls games. Which I think is cool and good, because it really gives you a lot of movement options and paths you can take. Now let's see, could you look away for a second? I'd like to kill this archer guy before alerting everyone. Well, let's see just how efficient stealth is. Okay, not very. Okay, I passed 2 skill points, so if I die on this attempt, then we'll probably figure out whether or not I can actually go... whether I can actually go under the skill point. And yeah, you do seem to have iframes, kind of like... Well, I wouldn't even say iframes, you are just invulnerable to damage when you are doing those kill strikes to enemies, so they definitely can save your ass in a crowded situation. Well, that one I was meant to jump over, but clearly I fucked up. And that was a thrust attack that I could have used the Mikini counter on, and the button for the Mikini counter is actually B or circle, depending on your controller. Once again, I'll probably just keep referring to both of the controller's buttons all the time. I mean, switching them around randomly was what I meant to say. But yeah, pressing B with thrust attacks gives you the Mikini counter. Let's see. That was clearly way too early. Or it wasn't an attack you were meant to use to make a counter anyway. I haven't actually ever let this go all the way, but I assume if you don't resurrect in time, then, you know, you will actually die because it keeps turning more and more red. That was the Mikimi counter, and it did a nice amount of posture damage to him. There we go, another one. Almost got his... Oh, there we go. One of his health bars down, and then the other one. Let's see, I have some of these pellets that I guess kinda work like life gems. And I have been finding a lot of them, so actually yeah, I guess they are really comparable to life gems. Healing items that don't automatically restock, but you can buy them and find plenty of them in the world. You were not meant to jump at that attack, but since I had killed enough enemies, I had restored another of my resurrection points, so I still have one more try at this. As I said, I'm fucking terrible at this. Okay, before I die anymore, I guess I maybe should use some of my money. Okay, yeah, definitely I'm not going under the 2 skill points that I had, because I only lost 36 of the skill XP. But yeah, I really should use some of my money, because, well, the more I have on hand, the more I lose when I die. Also, the menu says purchase spirit emblems, but I'm not sure if you know, you can buy something other than spirit emblems from the sculpture idols eventually, because or then it's just so that every store has the exact same symbols. I don't really know. But anyway, you can buy more of those prosthetic tool uses from all of these sculpture idols. Also, an interesting detail that I not mentioned but noticed pretty fast. You can use your healing gourds and then commune with the idol, and it doesn't actually immediately, you know, communing with an idol is not the same as resting at it. Unlike bonfires, you don't automatically rest at it. You can sit at it, and you can do whatever, and then keep moving on. Which is good, I think, because the rest is there as a separate thing, but you can kill enemies and then use the idol without, you know, making the enemies respawn. That was my point. Also, those big black roosters will fuck you up if you anger them, but nah, they actually weren't all that difficult. That guy was just an NPC. And alright, I don't think I mentioned, but we're actually in the past. Once again, spoilers, I did warn you. But yeah, that guy is a merchant in the present day, but the item that I found took me to the past, and I kind of met him here for the first time, although I actually did talk to him in the present day before finding this place. Also a big difference to Soulsborne games that I guess is worth a mention, that the game had I think it had a decent tutorial. It was a pretty basic tutorial for a game. Let's see if the shield breaks if I... Okay, it doesn't. Shield doesn't break if I attack them from behind with the axe, which is understandable. Just wanted to try. But yeah, the tutorial was like, okay, here's a ledge, and it actually, like, there are pop-up tutorials. Unlike, there are no messages on the ground, unlike, you know, how we are used to in Souls games. But since the game... As I said before, this is not Souls, this is not Bloodborne, this is something different, and we should act like it is something different. So, yeah, it was just something a little different in that way too, and I don't mind the actual pop-up tutorials either, because there's just so much that I would fuck up so many times and wouldn't really pick up without the actual tutorials. Also, I have no idea why I didn't just use my stealthy first sneak attack on that guy, because he's clearly the biggest threat here. And I assume he's the only one I have to kill to actually progress. Well, we have a resurrection, so let's just jump right in. Obviously, you probably should wait for a good opportunity, but his posture is so close to, you know, being full, I don't wanna waste it. Although it'll probably just mean that I'll die. As I said. Alright, and since I have skill points, why not actually use them? I need to acquire a skill, so to speak. Okay, let's see. This would increase maximum number of spirit emblems that I could have. I haven't really had the need to block in mid-air so far. Well, let's try out grappling hook attack. Not sure if it's the smartest choice, but well, healing effects, okay. And yeah, these red symbols, I probably should have said something about those too. I'll just pause quickly. Yeah, you can only equip one of these red attacks at once. The blue attacks are kind of additional movements you can have. I mean, the blue skills. Yellow things are more like... well, they are latent skills. They are like passive boosts. Well, I did gain one of the healing effect boosts, for example. And these are, yeah, blue ones are basically extra attacks for you. And they, as far as I know, they're... You know, you just buy them and you have more attacks. There's no downside. But with combat arts, they are... You can kind of like slot in this one additional attack. Which I probably should actually use. Which is used by blocking and then using R1. It doesn't actually use anything to use it, but... You know, you can only equip one at a time. So, but yeah, just both of the L buttons or bumpers. Once again, depending on the controller. Let's try this again, and let's not fuck up this time. And let's not press R2 when I mean to press L1, L2. And since I'm so incredibly bad at the game, it would be smart of me to actually kill the enemies on the way to actually get better at the game. I'm pretty sure the two shield dudes are just here to act as a like a tutorial for the axe tool. And let's use my first free stealth attack on the big guy once again, a big bad guy. He's not actually big, but he's more dangerous than the others. You saw nothing. Okay, you saw everything. And I think they do notice it quite easily when I do resurrect, yeah. Okay, if they're far enough, I guess they won't, so... This just might let me fight him one-on-one, depending on the guy on the right. There we go! And yeah, I don't think, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but yeah, I have gotten prayer beads from kinda mini-boss kind of enemies. I assume they are mini-bosses if they have kinda like their own health bar at the top left. And also not sure if I mentioned before, but the mini-boss enemies have not respawned. Which I think is nice, because even if I die now, I'll still have made nice progress. And I'm glad to see From Software AI hasn't actually, you know, changed at all. So let's just get an easy extra kill from here. Ah! Okay, that was possibly the first enemy that I actually didn't kill with a kill strike thing. And I would not be surprised if it actually wasn't called kill strike and something else. Now that I've been referring to it as that for a bit less than an hour. More pellets. Oh, okay, another idol there, that's good. And of course there are a lot of other normal items too. So basically I guess rusted coin of this game. I also did get some other stuff. This is the item that I can use to heal the dragon rot, I assumed, but as I said... Oh, number held is 1 out of 1. Okay, so... Oh, never mind, in storage. So, okay, I guess I can get more of those. Never mind. I have no idea if I should save it or not, and... In a way, I don't want to know. If people die because of me on my first playthrough, then... I guess that's on me. Antidote powder... whoop, did not mean to... Well, actually, I didn't press down that much. What the hell happened? Yeah, burn, poison. And then, here are these sugar items. So, boost attack. Reduces vitality damage, so I guess like a defense boost. Posture damage. I mean, posture defense, I guess you could say, and sneak boost. More money for a time, more items for a time. Kind of like an alluring school, I guess. These might be... These I haven't actually even tried yet, but I guess I should. Oil boosts fire damage, as one might expect. And these I don't really know how they will actually work. I assume there will be enemies that are kind of using illusion and sneaking around and stuff, so might be good against those. And these are kind of like consumable souls, but for money. Homeward idol, I guess is, yeah. Kind of like a homeward bone, which I haven't actually used a single time yet. I assume it doesn't get used. I mean, I can still keep it after using it. Since I can only have one and there wasn't a number for having them in the storage either. Anyway, I guess I could once again get some kind of skill. I guess I could try this out. So basically, an attack after using... Okay. These are the tutorial pop-ups that I mentioned. Yeah, so let's see how this will actually work. So, loaded shuriken and using it and attacking. Okay. I can see that being convenient. Also, did I even... let's see. Oh yeah, it was the grappling hook attack that I bought. I'll have to actually try it out the next time I'm at near a grappling hook point. I was also, you know, as a general first impression, seeing the pre-release footage, I was kinda afraid the grappling hook prompts that show where you can and can't use the grappling hook, that they would be intrusive, and you know, they would be on the screen, and usually I don't like it in games when there's too much going on. But honestly, they haven't bothered me at all. Actually, I have kind of liked them being there. But I could actually check in the options if there is an option to turn them off. I kinda doubt it, but just so you get a picture. I'm not sure if they go, you know, to HUD. Well, at least the prompt for this did go away, so because of that I would almost assume it does work like it. Now that I got the fuckgate thingy away from there, well, I didn't notice the prompt there earlier, so I guess it's not there now either. Well, I'll have to try that the next time I come across a hook place. And as I said, you can find these spirit emblems in the world too. Quite a lot of them actually. Okay, so there would be a grappling hook point, so I'll just try that right away because I want to know too. Okay, you can hide them, but it also hides a lot of other things too. Good to know. It feels so weird that this is actually, you know, it actually pauses the game. But I'm definitely not against that idea either, because I think the reason it was how it was in Souls games was the, you know, kind of always online, always multiplayer element of it. But I could be mistaken too. But since you can only have one of these at a time, these combat arts or whatever they were called, yeah, combat arts indeed, I wonder if I can change those around in middle of combat. I'm not sure. Once again, a thing that I could look up, but I'll try not to look up anything at all of the game on my first playthrough. Okay, there seems to be some kind of a big guy on top of that. Also, I still didn't use the grappling hook attack, but that didn't really look like a spot where it would have helped much anyway. I might be missing out on some item on the right path there, but I can always make it back, so no biggie. I can't quite reach that spot here, but I'll just have to jump at it, and then I can just use the grappling hook. The stream looks a bit fast, so I'm not sure if you are meant to go there or not, but let's see. Okay, I am. And yeah, if you didn't know beforehand, then yeah, you can actually swim in this game. Quite quickly too. And there are these carp enemies that give you treasure carp scales. And I have found a merchant that actually deals in them. Also, this looks slightly suspicious, but maybe that's just me. Okay, apparently you can't jump straight from water. I look like a fucking dolphin who does flips. But clearly this was good for something. Okay. Poison is said to expand the mind. That could be just general FromSoft interestingness, or it could be a, I don't know, alcohol, perhaps even drug reference. If I could eavesdrop on these guys, then I assume the prompt would already be there, so I guess I'll just rush in and backstab the other one. And as far as I know, there isn't backstab in the same sense there is in Dark Souls and Bloodborne games. In the middle of battle, I mean. So, you know, you can get the the kill blow thingy. If you can get behind them before a fight begins, but in the middle of a fight I don't think you can backstab enemies that have already noticed you, I mean. Oh, that was cool looking. I finally actually tried that grappling hook attack. Let's try that again. I can definitely see that coming in handy when I land somewhere. For example, up there. And I missed, and I got hit. I'm the perfect shinobi. Also, another thing that probably will grind a lot of Souls players' gears is that... yeah, of course you are this guy, the wolf, who is... Well, yeah, he has his own personality, you can't customize his looks or anything, and he does talk when you are talking with NPCs, which I personally don't mind at all. I'm usually fine with silent protagonists, but yeah, I have absolutely zero problems with him talking either. Archers seem to be pretty easy to take down, even with your regular R1 spam. That guy looks mean. And I think this is just where I was, down below, so actually, is it? It is, and I fucked up. I could maybe try to make a strategy. I could be a sneaky little fuck and see if he ignores me, if I stay out of sight for a while. Also, as you probably have noticed by now that, yeah, there's actual music in the game. I mean, outside boss fights, too. Which I personally do like. I mean, I don't mind the silence once again in Souls games either, but yeah, it adds to the experience in this game, I believe. Oh no. As I keep saying, I'm a master shinobi. Ah shit, I guess I gotta revive. Although he's right there because Kanji was getting really red there. Well, luckily the idol is like right there. And there goes 300 money. I could actually get back to the hub because now that I learned another attack, also I like the different kind of an area you can warp to being important places. I mean, area category. And this is Emma, who you give a gourd seeds to, which act kind of like Estus flask shards, so you get more uses. But I don't have any.
かつてアシナに流害が広まったことがあったと言います。その時は治すことが叶わず、 助かる者は
そうか。
我が師道元の悔いわずかでも晴らせたのならばよ。では
And yeah, she's working on a cure to actually, well, cure the dragon rot. Dragon rot that I've been inflicting on people because I keep dying. For example, this guy.
なんじゃ。
And yeah, I have all the... at this guy I can kinda load in 3 different tools, but well, since I only have found 3, I can slot all of them in. Also, I like how it visually changes which one I'm using. But anyway, there's this NPC here.
そこもとか。それがしを使い、刀の修練を積むがいい。
Basically the guy, well yeah, Hanbei the Undying, who might have actually flashed in some loading screen before, is undying, and lets you use him as your personal target practice. So yeah, you can actually train different elements of the combat really nicely with him, and then you can have like free combat. And first you unlock, when you unlock different attacks and stuff, you unlock different trainings, and once you go through them you unlock, you know, just general free combat. I guess I would check out the applied free combat just to demo this out a little. So that was a grab attack as an example of an attack that you're not meant to. Not meant to block or deflect, but to dodge. And then he was also using those consecutive attacks that you are kind of trying to dodge all of them, I mean block all of them. Whoop. That was a prompt for the Mikini counter once again. I'll just try to actually let him do something different so I could actually practice something else. Oh, that was for jumping. And also, yeah, if you press jump again in the air, you actually kick down on your enemy. And that also does posture damage. And I could have killed him there. That was a beginning counter. I could have killed him there. But once again, it really doesn't hurt me to, you know, try to do some actual attack and defense, you know, practicing with this guy. I'd like him to do another one of those jump attack thingies, so I could actually land that successfully too. So basically I'm pressing L1 for normal attacks. I mean for deflecting normal attacks. When there's a kanji for a thrust attack, I'm pressing B or circle. And if he does like that sweep that I'm meant to jump over this one, then I press A or X, depending on the controller once again. And I think it's a really nice thing that they added this guy here, because there is a lot to wrap your head around in the basic combat, especially against those mini-boss kind of enemies, so yeah, it's definitely good, at least for me, that I get to practice them stress-free. And the guy kinda I think there might be some side quest to him that he kind of seemed to imply that he might want to die, so he's more than willing to let me train on him. And there's this offering box here that is currently empty. Apparently there will be light when there is something in it. But the first time I was here, there was a tutorial saying that when certain items become unavailable, they will be for sale there. For money. So I assume that means when NPCs that would otherwise give me stuff die because of the dragon rot, because I keep dying, then those items will appear in the box for me to buy later. That is at least my guess. But anyway, I will progress in the Hirata estate. And seeing what we'll find further on. It didn't really seem easy to sneak up on the ogre guy that killed me, but let's try again. Nevertheless, you know, a sneaky approach. I guess I really can't, yeah. Get up there. But that's fine, I suppose. I'm guessing more difficult enemies are more alert most of the time, but yeah, these just normal enemies, even if they like kind of talk to each other and you just walk behind one of them, then you usually can land the insta-kill attack on them. You know, I mean, before they even react, so... yeah. Also, that grappling hook target above, I just noticed that there, if I've understood correctly, it symbolizes that, yeah, I can use the grappling hook there, but I don't actually, you know, get anywhere from it. I don't actually stay up there. So actually, I maybe might be meant to use that against the big guy. Those guys go down and I just vacuum their loot. I'll just check this way quickly. Okay, I guess I could get on the other side unnoticed. Well, I definitely do want to try that. But the guy is probably gonna see me. Yeah. So, you know, rip in pieces my stealthy approach. But I'll just try to get the fat guy here and I'll try to jump over him or something. Except the branch isn't there anymore. Yes it is, I was just blind. Also, I've noticed that when I take damage, it kinda reminds me of Bloodborne's damage taking. Well, I think that might be in the... that could be in Dark Souls games too, I can't remember right away. That first your HP kinda goes down and there's this grey area and then the grey area disappears, so... But as far as I know, there isn't any rally mechanic or something in this game, so... Could be just a visual effect. This is kinda cheap of me to just keep running back and forth, but I wanna see if I can do something interesting with this against that big guy. Definitely possible that I'm not meant to lead him here, because because this isn't the fastest approach in the world. And let's see if he'll actually start backtracking. Yeah, okay. Not meant to use that branch against you then. And as you can see, there definitely is a lot of tracking with their attacks. And just spamming dodge as I did there just gets me killed. But I should be filling his posture up. Just... Shit. I can do this. There we go. Got his posture. Posture down so I could land the kill strike thingy. I probably should have actually used the branch there to the left, since this guy was alone and I could have snuck up behind him, but oh well. Alright, I just remembered that there was something in the trailers that I haven't seen yet, and this kinda looks like the place that might have him. Meaning the big fat guy with the sword, and I think he like breathes poison on it or something. But I'll just check here. We gotta see anything at least. There might be something there, but I might want to just progress for a second here. Well, there's definitely someone there. Oh hey, I think it's the guy who took me in the intro cutscene. Hidden temple key. Okay.
これはお屋敷の隠し仏殿の鍵よ。巫女様はそこに。だがこの火の手じゃ正面からは入れぬ。崖外からならば。そうじゃ。あちらから外へ出て崖沿いに進み、霊園から回り込め。さすれば抜け道が。わかりました。狼よ、忍びの掟は忘れておらぬな。はい。主は絶対狼よ、命をとしてお守りするのじゃ。父上。
I guess no going back. At least by walking. Also, I do gotta say that, of course, the game is visually, you know, similar to Dark Souls 3 and stuff, but yeah, I think once again From has upped their graphics game too. I mean, sure, it's not like the best looking game ever, but I'm impressed. Wait a minute. There's some item over there, I think. Yep. Possibly some enemies somewhere too, but I can't see any immediately, so... Shit, I'm not sure how smart this will be, but... I'm the greatest shinobi. I wasn't gonna do this. Well, yes, I was. Why would I have the cap here if I didn't? But I'm gonna need a new one that just has the death kanji on it. I haven't really done this in this game yet, but let's see how, you know, running past everything o'clock works in this game. Could have gone better, could have gone worse. I assume father is still dead. Guess we'll get the item later. I think that corner there wasn't exactly burning after all. Also, half guessing here, but the river might take me to the beginning of the area if I just jump down, so I will not do that right now. But I will be surprised if there won't be an item somewhere down there. Oh, okay. There's a place to do this. I think you can hug pretty much every wall in the game, I'm not sure. Maybe not. I might have been mistaken. But anyway, yeah, some ledges and some of the places where you can do this are marked pretty nicely. Jesus Christ, these dance moves. And I can imagine someone thinking that, oh, it's so video gamey that they have to like make a fucking painted line here to show that you can do this here, but personally I don't mind it. I'm not sure how that helped me though, or was I still meant to stay up? Possible. Oh well, I doubt this will be my last time I'm ever in this place, so... Even if I do miss something, I won't miss them forever. Can I? No, I can't. Can't open the door. That symbol is also pretty nicely, you know, noticeable if you can or can't open a door, so you don't actually have to, like, walk into them like I just did. But here we can eavesdrop, as you can see from that yellow mark.
屋敷は今頃火の海よ。
ああ、抜け出してくるとしたらこの隠しホラー穴にちげえねえ。
十三様の言いつけだ。 ネズミ一匹逃がすんじゃないぞ。
分かってるさ。俺はもともと大っ嫌いなんだ。危なくなりゃ自分だけ逃げ出す卑怯者がよ。
I swear I know how quick items work. Can I do evasive maneuvers with my... with something? Well, I can do this at least. Ah, the joke has gone old. Some time ago already, but I am the greatest shinobi. I just keep telling myself that if I don't get my ass handed to me enough, then I'll never learn. There we go. Once you calm down and, you know, just focus on what you're doing, then yeah, you will feel like a fucking badass, and I love that about this game so far. I guess I can't continue from here. Okay, this'll be new to me. A new form of movement. I mean, I think this is the item that I suicided trying to get. And, you know, with the level design, especially in the first real area, being really vertical. There are high places and there are low places. I personally don't think it's bad at all that I can actually see through the wall there that there will be one of those sculpture idols. I can see someone thinking it's too easy, but personally I don't mind, because they would get hidden easily. And I did miss one in the first area. Well, at least one, but I'm like, I went past one and then found it later. Of course, it's possible that there are still more. Anyway, I almost took 2 skill points. I guess I'll just save that and then... But I could buy some more. Just so that I have less money on hand. And obviously these are not the only things you can buy in the game. I did mention that one merchant that I did meet. I'm not sure if I mentioned that he is a merchant, but yeah. Anyway. Actually, since there are no enemies nearby, I have a zero reason why I wouldn't rest here. So I guess a tiny negative point about, you know, not resting automatically when you sit here is that, of course, it's ingrained in my brain that you do automatically restore your healing. I think I might be meant to go that way, so I'm not sure if I saw the prompt to open this. No, I did not. I guess I just saw the wrapped up handle there. This looks a bit high, so... Okay, yeah. Not able to grab that wall. But yeah, if the big fat poison looking guy is not in this area, then I will be really surprised. Come a little closer so I can get the jump on you. Also, was meant to say about the spirit emblems that yes, you might have noticed I had over 100 of them and they only cost 10 money each, so you can definitely. You know, you don't have to be afraid of using your prosthetic tool. God damn it, he didn't come as... Oh no. Didn't patrol as far close to me as I was hoping, thinking, planning. Oh, there's still two more. Pretty sure I do not want to take fire damage right now. Divine Confetti, this is a new one. allowing attacks to connect with apparition type enemies, so I guess it might be kind of like a transient curse thing from Dark Souls 1. Huh, I suppose I could have snuck through this whole place under the floorboards here. I guess no going there. And there is something in the middle, I guess I should take it. I'm not sure if it's smarter to try to get to the roof or try to stay down. I'm not sure if I can even get to the roof, to be honest. But at least I managed to pull off that jump I called the parkour move. Okay, not going there. I guess I'll use another pellet. Okay, so I can take the one. I can take one out, but the other one will see me. But do not alert anyone else, thank you. And I assume that was everyone, and I think that guy over there is exactly the poisonous fatty that I said was in the trailers and stuff. Mistakes have been made. I keep pressing wrong buttons when I try to just exit some things. I was meant to say that I think a little difference in to Dark Souls games and stuff. I think if I used binoculars in Dark Souls right now, I would look at the arrow there, the triangle that just disappeared, the direction where my camera is pointing. But in this game, when I use the monocular, I actually look in the direction where my guy is looking at. Just a little something that I was wondering about yesterday when I was playing. Okay, if I rush it, I can probably get one of the big guy's health bars down. Maybe. But if I don't do that, I might be actually able to kill one of the enemies. Ah, fuck. I'll try the rushing in. The prompt was there and I fucked up. So I guess we're fighting the drunkard head on for all of his HP. But I do think it's an excellent system that you can actually start a fight against those mini-boss enemies. All stealth-like, because well, it actually gives you an incentive to actually be stealthy. Thank you, invincibility when in an action. Let's see. I was meant to jump. Yeah, there's no way that he won't immediately react when I get it back up. Okay, drunkard. Jesus Christ, man. Stop it. Hey, almost got his first health down, so if I hadn't fucked up the beginning of the fight prompt, then he would have almost died on the first try. Once again, I gotta take these little victories. Let's see, I guess I could get something. Also seems pretty interesting, this one, but I'm not sure what I want actually. I would actually take this. Suppress presence. Okay, sound 2, that's good. Death blow was the attack, I mean, it was the term for the insta kill thingies. Not kill strike. Let's see just how easy it is to just to walk past everyone here. I mean, not very if I don't like pay any kind of attention. Or maybe it is. That was way easier than I thought. Okay, this kinda looks like I have to go through the water anyway. Not that it really matters, but pretend that didn't happen. Not that it really matters, but yeah. Was just wondering if I maybe had left items behind on this side. Okay, so I guess I'll just go through this place again, I mean this side, by killing these two guys here and straight to the big guy, who actually was a bit further behind before I alerted the enemies, so I might actually be able to do this better by killing those guys, vacuuming their money, and then let's see, where will I end up? Well, shit. I wish I actually knew the buttons. Now I do actually know them, but Jesus Christ, I keep pressing wrong ones. Meaning accidental healings and stuff. Okay, I wonder if I can just run away a little and see if he gives me a stealth opening. I guess the music going away is a good sign, at least. Where the fuck? Oh, there he is. And he hasn't seen me, okay. Just the music changed then. This time, not fucking up. Can I do that again? Because if I can, well, sure, it'll be more ninja-like, but it's also slightly cheap. Well, he's definitely attacking me. Do not play this like Souls. Well, a couple of tries and I should get him, I believe. And little by little I'm actually learning the buttons too. But yeah, it definitely did seem like I do not have to care about those guys on my way. Sneaking around. Let's see if I can duplicate my stupidity. There we go. So the miniboss got, like, suspicious of me and he will come slightly forward. But he's not, like, fully alerted yet. So he might just walk to the middle there and I might be able to do that death blow on him. Well, would you look at that? I fucked up. I think I might be in a dead end. That's usually bad. That I was. Okay. Okay, so nothing different from Soulsborne games then, I suppose. My, what a waste of my second resurrection. And once again I fuck up. I'll give one more try against that guy, but after that, before I quit, I could try another boss. I think he was like an actual boss and not a mini-boss, but I'm not sure where the line goes with this game. That I did find yesterday, but I only tried him like twice and it didn't go so well. He was the guy on a horse that was shown, I think, all the way in the first reveal trailer thingy. Once again, I suppose I'm pretty much safe. I wonder if I can just walk right there, like this. I cannot. Ah well, it'll just be one extra enemy. At least I think only one of those indicators went red, so... And even that guy might, you know, give up before he gets here. Notice me, Yuzo Senpai. Show me the ways of drinking. So clearly this is a decent way to start the fight if I can, you know, not fuck this up in the beginning. Now I'll just get up and just run for it. And I got it. That's what I was meaning to do. Inside. What the hell? Did the game deem me too bad and gave me an NPC helper? Not sure, but I definitely screwed up the chance there. Okay, I got my ass handed to me so badly that I might actually not want to try out Thor's boss right now. But anyway, that was me dying against that guy. Okay, luckily it was not nearly the whole video, but still. Anyway, this was Sekiro and some of my first thoughts on the game. Who knows, I might make another video like this, you know, explaining my feelings on the game a bit further on, but no promises. But I gotta say, I have been enjoying this a lot so far. And I still want to say, this is not Dark Souls, this is not Bloodborne. If you're expecting either one of those, and you want to get this, don't. I mean, yes, do get this game, it's a great game, but don't expect either of those two. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys sometime maybe. Bye!